Elsie Johnston, and today I'll be talking to you about dingoes. This is a dingo here. A dingo is the largest terrestrial apex predator in Australia. It has a large pointed muzzle and erect ears. Males are larger and heavier than females. They have large front canine teeth and flat broad skulls. Dingoes have been in Australia for over 4,000 years. They were icons of Aboriginal culture. Since European settlement and the establishment of pastoral farming, dingoes have become a pest for farmers as they attack sheep and cattle. Dingoes have been culled and actively controlled for this reason. In modern times, dingoes are both protected and seen as pests. They are both feral and native, and either pure or hybrid. They play an important role in the ecosystem, but are under threat of extinction through hybridisation with domestic dogs. Dingoes are represented in cultural drawings and rock carvings of Aboriginal Australians. They are depicted in stories and ceremonies. Indigenous Australians believe the dingo is connected to holy places, totems, rituals, and Dreamtime characters. There are stories that dingoes can even see the supernatural, serve as guard dogs, and warn against evil powers. Descendants of the first European settlers initially respected dingoes, but this changed when dingoes started attacking sheep. They were then seen as devious and cowardly as they would flee when they saw humans. In modern times, dingoes are seen as an Australian icon, but are treated in a similar manner to wild dogs. On Fraser Island, they are known to wait until fishermen leave their fish unattended and steal them. Wild dingoes generally live in packs and so have social intelligence related to their social rank, submission, social organisation, behaviour, and hunting strategies. Researchers in South Australia tested the dingo with the classic detour task. This involved placing a treat behind a transparent or wire mesh V-shaped fence. The food is placed at the intersection of the point in the V. If the dog can see the food, it cannot get to it directly without higher thinking. Previous research has shown wolves solve the problem quickly, while domesticated dogs generally perform poorly and fail to improve significantly even after repeated trials. At the University of South Australia, 20 sanctuary-raised dogs were tested with the detour task. The dingoes were randomly assigned to one of 4 experimental conditions previously used to test dogs and wolves. These were the inward or outward detour with door closed, inward detour with door open, and inward detour with human demonstrator. The results showed the dingoes completed the detour task successfully, and they achieved fewer errors and solved the problems more quickly than domestic dogs tested in previous research. Dingoes are conscious creatures that are capable of feeling fear and joy. They have a higher ability to consider their own survival. For example, if there is not much food around, the alpha female will control the number of new pups, destroying all but one of her own, whereas if food is prolific, she will allow more pups to survive because there's more food to go around. The welfare obligations differ by state in Australia. In Western Australia, dingoes can be kept as pets. In South Australia, dingoes are considered pests south of the dingo fence, whereas north of the dingo fence they are considered legitimate wildlife but are not protected. In Queensland and New South Wales, dingoes and hybrids are considered pests outside of national parks where they are protected. The dingo fence was completed in 1855 in order to protect livestock. It is 5,600 kilometres long and 180 centimetres high, made from wire mesh. It extends 30 centimetres underground to prevent the dingoes digging under it. It is considered to be the longest fence in the world. Dingoes are dangerous apex predators that are highly intelligent and resourceful. However, they usually shy away from humans as they have a large flight difference. Azaria Chamberlain was a baby girl who was killed by a dingo on a family camping trip to Uluru. Her mother was found guilty of murder, but was released when a piece of Azaria's clothing was found in 1986 near a dingo lair. Clinton Gage wandered away from family on Fraser Island and was attacked and killed by several dingoes in April 2001. Dingoes are considered a vulnerable species. They are threatened by genetic pollution. This is where the gene pool of unique adaptations to the Australian environment is weakened by interbreeding with domestic dogs. The amount of pure dingoes has decreased, and most dingoes are now hybrids, whom have been bred from wild dogs. The effect of this is that eventually the dingo genes will be bred out. The utilitarian value of dingoes is that they kill large numbers of rabbits and prevent kangaroos from overpopulating. They also play an important part in our ecosystem by competing with foxes. They are useful animals in the wild. Their only drawback is that they hunt farm animals. Perhaps better precautions for the protection of farm animals needs to be adhered to. Dingoes can be subjected to a choice test. For example, you could get the dingo to choose between a sheep and a rabbit, to which animal the dingo would rather eat. For dingoes, this kind of testing could be important in order to establish the true identity of a dingo as a protected animal or as a pest. Dingo hybrids are smart and affectionate. They have previously been used as working shepherd dogs, and they are easily housebroken, and they can be selected for traits by breeding with different species. Pure dingoes have the wrong nature around humans. They are skilled escape artists and only come into season once per year. They have an innate desire to hunt and roam and are possessive of territory, especially during breeding season. Pure dingoes are opportunistic carnivores. They readily eat a variety of meat. For this reason, it is unlikely that they will be domesticated, as meat isn't easy to obtain compared to food for herbivores. Also, they wouldn't play nicely with most other pets. Thanks for listening to my video. Bye.